Yeah, there's a lot of Irish in the house tonight. Makes sense what the old shebeen. By the way, my grandmother's name, Hannah Bryant, who actually was Irish, but she pawned herself off as a French Huguenot because it sounded a lot fancier. Talk a little bit about Christmas. Do you guys like the holidays?
No.
I'm right there with you. I'm gonna wager that Christmas at the McManus household in New York was the worst. And if you guys can outdo my Christmas stories, well, I'll buy you a drink at the bar afterwards. For starters, when I was 10, my grandfather, also named Pierce McManus, died of cancer. Yes. And as terrible as that sounds, trying to make us feel better, a relative told us, you know, it's true that anyone that dies on Christmas Day immediately goes to heaven. I said, well, good, because that son of a bitch needed all the help he can get. When we were older, my parents would use Christmas as a mechanism to kind of craft us in their image, or the image of the children that they wish they had. I was a bit of a goth punk kid in high school, so I wore these baggy pants and these plaid shirts that I would button up to the collar, and I would always wonder Christmas morning, I would run down to the tree, what would be waiting for me. And there would be like Cosby sweaters and khakis. And I am a very expressive person, so I would immediately recoil in disgust at the sight of these presents. To which my mother would respond, "What? What's wrong with it? Why don't you like it?" And my father, who would just cut to the chase and be like, "Take it back, we can take it back." And it would turn into this whole like awkward conversation about, you know, "What's wrong with you? Where's my good son?" You know, and then we would turn on the TV and eat Christmas dinner. But hands down, what stemmed, I think, this Christmas angst at the McManus household was this fateful Christmas morning when I couldn't have been more 4 years old, when once again my parents trying to teach me a little bit of lesson about the all-knowing and all-powerful Santa Claus, aka Jesus, who was watching your every move. So they saw Christmas morning as a teachable moment. We were told throughout the year that, you know, bad boys and girls got coal in their stockings, or bad boys and girls would get switches, which are what Adrian Peterson recently got into trouble for. So Christmas came around, and I still had that faint glimmer of hope that this Christmas was going to be right. And even though we never got anything in our stockings, I would always turn to the right and look where we hung our stockings. We had this like fake bullshit fireplace that was just a heater, and it had this plastic thing that was shaped like a fire that would make this crackly noise, and it would blow hot air. And that's where we hung our stockings. So I come barreling down the stairs, and I turn to the right, and I look at all the stockings lined up. Mom, nothing. Dad, nothing. Anne, nothing. My brother, nothing. And there, in my stocking, was a whole bushel of stitches, which I immediately grabbed. I ran to the front door, I opened the front door, I threw them out, I ran back, I put the stocking back up, and then I wished everybody a happy and merry Christmas. Oh, and on a later note, just a coda, I met this girl recently, and I'm really, really excited, and I could fall in love. And we're sitting there, we're having drinks. She looks me deep in the eye, she goes, "I really hope you're a Christmas person."